Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, kings, queens, mighty knights and mages, how's everyone doing tonight? My name is Manier Sunny. I'm here from the Prophecy Cup, and what we bring before you tonight is a very spicy, high-quality game of League of Legends between, let me clear my throat, the Black Maple Mooses, and I believe this is the Royal Dominators. Yes, the Royal
No, Phantom Thieves.
Phantom Thieves. Oh, that makes sense by the tag. The Phantom Thieves. These two teams right here are playing after this. So let me backtrack. This past weekend, Prophecy Cup had a Season 3 play, and 7 spots were up for grabs amongst 24 teams. And after some brutal fighting, Polio Drifters, the Riddle Raiders, MVP Beta, Desolate, and Royal Era all qualified. The other 2 spots that were available had to go into a tiebreaker between 6 teams: Royal Dominators, Phantom Thieves, Black Maple Mooses, Rogue Tea Party, Nug Squad, Spectre Gaming. Rogue Tea Party beat Nug Squad yesterday, and then Black Maple Mooses beat Spectre because Spectre could not field a full roster. So now Black Maple Mooses are playing Phantom Thieves in their attempt to qualify and grab this last spot for the league. Joining me tonight on the cast is going to be none other than the one and only Luminicious. Say hi, man. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me again. I'm pretty excited to see Phantom Thieves versus BMM. That's what I'm gonna call them, so I don't mess up their name for short. But yeah, I've played against Phantom Thieves, and I'm pretty excited to see them again. And yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit biased, but I hope I don't know. It's pretty hard because I like them a lot, and I also like Dr. Taco as well. So it's gonna be a very nice and interesting game to see what's going on today.
Is the bias going to be Yeet bias by any chance?
No, no,
Then I'm just gonna
no.
have to go hover over. Let's see, right click, server, kick, ban. I'm just kidding. But seriously, so we got these 2 games. We should be getting started. Everybody's here in the lobby and everyone's ready. Let them know that we can get underway for this. So real quick, just going down the lineup for the side of Phantom Thieves, their roster consists of Stripes in the top lane, Sir Longballs in the jungle, Master Ari in the mid lane, Tenzo at AD carry, and Flayanays at support. For the side of Black Maple Mooses, we have Sandflame in the top lane, Dr. Dick Taco in the jungle, slain by Zed in the mid lane, and absorbing as AD carry, Sugar and Spice is going to be supporting him. So real quick, if we just want to going at the surface level right quick, going off of just looking at straight up numbers, Tenzo is about a tier and a half lower than Absorbing in terms of his ranking, while they both have about the same amount of games played. So Absorbing more proven AD carry according to the League of Legends ranking system. However, we can't always rely on that when it comes to things like this. Don't you agree?
Yes. Plus, I've also had experience as well. Playing against Phantom Thieves, and at the moment, I think that their bot lane is their weak spot. If they can get targeted by BMM in the bot lane, they could pull out something really strong. I haven't faced BMM, so I don't know what their opinion is about that. But I think what's mostly going to be interesting to me is the matchup in the jungle: Serballs, long balls against Doctor Taco, and then Master Ari versus Slain by Zed. I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup. I wish we could have seen that Ari versus Zed, so that IGN goes in and playing, so we get a little bit of pride into there. But hey, we'll see how that plays out.
Hey man, what if maybe the teams have like some silent pact to not ban Ari and Zed, and we can get some spicy matchups going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pick
I'm
and ban
kind of
phase. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You're about to talk about something more relevant.
Um, Pick and ban phase to me is gonna be a big match point. I'm pretty interested to see how teams plays out. I know Sandflame is a big GP player. I know Dr. Taco loves to play around champions that can help his team roam, like Gragas. Maybe we'll see something like J4 or Sejuani or like Kha'Zix. And then on the side of Phantom Thieves, we have Ser Longbows. That's another Gragas and J4 player. And then I know Fleo is a very good Thresh, so we might see a Thresh ban. And then Master Ari is pretty good at Oriana and Ari, so I wouldn't be surprised to see those two getting banned as well.
And just as you finish it up, perfect timing, pick and ban phase is going to start. Phantom Thieves are on blue side for this. Black Maple Mooses are on red side. I believe Phantom Thieves had the side choice because they're the higher seed coming into this. And yep, just how you mentioned Sandflame, a big Gangplank player, Stripes is going to take that off the table right off the top.
Yep. I think we might also see maybe something like a Z-Band, just the respect, the name, the IGN name, and what they don't want to face. Oh boy.
Master Ari, I've been clapped by his Orianna in many in-houses. Not surprised to see that getting taken off the table.
Yep. That focus on the mid lane. It looks like they want to set that, mid lane, pressure and have them for success. So,
and the Z-Band feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. We won't see our matchup.
Our dream.
Yep, pretty interesting to see what will follow up. Ooh.
Jarvan ban. That's more so for a top lane Jarvan, you feel? Because actually, no, yesterday when we were going through Pick and Ban, we thought we were going to see a jungle Jarvan because we've been seeing the jungle Jarvan make its way back for like the umpteenth time. But then they end up flexing it to the top lane.
Oh yeah, I think that was more targeted towards Ser Longbolt because I know he's a good J4 player, and then after that it's Gragas. So I will not be surprised to see Black Maple Moose spending out the Gragas here, and that they pinch the jungle champion pool, while Phantom Thieves are targeting more towards generic bans, what they don't want to face against, and then they might pick a power pick like Sejuani or a Zac ban. Ooh, Lissandra.
Lissandra.
Interesting. That could be something maybe of a Scream matchup, or maybe they screamed each other and then they don't want to face Lissandra, but yeah. Ooh.
Lissandra, Lissandra's pretty much this whole season has hovered at like B tier. She's never been bad. It's just Lissandra's she has a rough early game in terms of her mana cost, but she does get insanely bursty, but she's very like one-dimensional. Like Lissandra's always going to try and E into the team fight, ult the AD carry, or ult herself, and then throw the QW combo, just try and burst her. And it's really easy to play around a lot of the time, especially with the Ardent Sensor support meta that we're finally getting out of. She was not the optimal pick.
Oh yeah,
because she couldn't burst people as quick as like Syndra, because Lissandra needs the whole spell rotation versus Syndra can just press R in its K. Which I actually wouldn't be surprised if we see Syndra get picked up for either of these teams in this first half to pick ban rotation. I'd be really surprised for them to both leave mid till the second half of picking ban, because that just, unless their mid laners have really deep pools, it just leaves you too vulnerable, I feel like.
Yeah, pretty interesting pick and ban phase going up so far. I'm not sure why the first pick Jax, they are very confident maybe in Stripes playing the Jax to any matchup that they could face, and they might think, hey, as long as the GP is out of the table, I'll play Jax against anything. And looking at the na.op.gg, Sandflame, his second most comfortable champion on the top lane is Jax, so I think it's more of a takeaway rather than playing it towards your strengths. But yeah, Tristana Lulu is gonna be pretty rough giving that combo away to...
Yeah. Caitlyn's a good AD carry in the laning phase, but Tristana just ends up outscaling her so hard, especially with the Lulu, and she'll be able to go even with her in the trades. Tristana has the auto push over Caitlyn. It's who would she have to pair with to try and keep this lane a little bit more balanced, you feel like?
Maybe something like Karma could be really well.
Karma, yeah.
I know Caitlyn Karma does really well into pushing the Lulu and the Tristana away. Maybe a Nami would be good, like disengaging the Zac, or even a Janna could be fine as well, even a Braum, depending on what your team comp is mostly towards to. And then with a Jax, they could have like a siege comp with Jax split pushing, so they force the enemy team into having a 1-4, and then maybe sieging that bot lane, but it doesn't look like they're gonna leave them with a Thresh or Blitzcrank pick.
Yeah, it's gonna take away. I mean, I can understand that, because that's the one thing that does count, like beat out the Lulu, is like the Blitzcrank. Because if Blitzcrank pulls a Lulu in, unless she burns her flash or her ulti, she's gonna die. And if she burns her ulti, that means she doesn't have it for her AD carry, so then Blitz has to just wait 17 more seconds, and he can pull in the AD carry. And the way Blitzcrank and Tristana rocket jump works is one of like the weirdest things in League of Legends, because he can catch her halfway through the jump and he can still pull her back, versus a lot of champions, like for Ezreal, for example, if he E's Ezreal he'll get pulled, but then Ezreal will still shift away, versus Tristana, it'll completely cancel her jump and pull her into Blitzcrank.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Taric. I don't like what Black Maple Mooses are doing at the moment. They're playing a super hyper scaling team comp,
Yeah.
and they have to pick a very early aggressive top laner like a
Um,
Mirren, Eknaf, or a Shen. Ooh,
I
Karthus.
really like this comp right here that Phantom Thieves is putting together right here. This anytime I see Tarek, I just think that team wants to run through towers. And when you take a Karthus and a Jax together, that all three of these, this is gonna be great. Like Karth is gonna put down the defile. Karth is gonna put down the not the defile. The is that what his W is called?
Yeah, the wall.
The wall. He's gonna put down the wall, slow them down, or cut them off. Jax is gonna come in. They're gonna go under like a mid inner or top inner tower. They're gonna have the Tarek ulti 2.5 seconds in, and then Tarek and Karthus are gonna have 2.5. Tarek, Karthus, and Jax are gonna have 2.5 seconds of sitting under that tower, taking absolutely no damage. Wall of Pain. Thank you for the ability name. And it's gonna be really, it's gonna be really silly if they can get the execution done for this. However, on the flip side, Fiora gets locked in for Sandflame, and Fiora is definitely going to be a problem. If Jax generally does fine into this matchup, there's a real skill-oriented matchup in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But Fiora can just turn into one like a real deadly split pusher, trying to go to the lane Jax is not in, because she goes to the lane Jax is in after like 30 minutes, she's just gonna die. But
Oh yeah. I like the Fiora matching up with the Jax. The only thing I don't like as much was the Zac pick into the Gragas. I think Gragas can disengage the Zac engage a lot. And with the Taric pick and the Karthus, things get very interesting because what Karthus wants to do is he wants to put as much damage as he can, go to the enemy team, die, and then use his ulti since it will be uncancelable. And then with the Taric, you want to have everybody not die into the game. So maybe their plan is okay, Karthus, go main mode, just dive the enemy team. I'm going to ulti you. I'm gonna ulti and stay with the backline. You go main mode with Jax and Gragas. We kill their backline, and then Caitlyn will peel off whatever she can while maybe Jax will split up with Fiora and set up a bigger wave. But everything will depend 100% on how the early game goes. If Caitlyn and Taric go ahead of Tristana and Lulu, they can melt Baron and they can melt any Drake that comes up. So it will be, for me, the game will be decided on how these two junglers play out the early game 100%.
yeah, I can't really disagree with anything you said right here. One thing I do want to take a note of is that Karthus took the Karthus taking the Flash teleport versus Cassiope takes the Flash Ghost. Both of these are pretty immobile mid laners with junglers that have pretty good ganking capabilities, but Cassiope's taking the double movement defensive summoner spell. It's really going to be interesting to see how Karthus has to play around his summoner timings compared to her summoner timings with his jungler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and taking the teleport ignites to me that Karthus wants to farm up and get to his items as quickly as possible. He doesn't want to fight Cassiopeia. Maybe if he catches her out and she can poke her out without getting caught by an ulti and the Zac yanks, then yes, that's fine. But he has to remember that Zac can appear from the fog of war, and if he doesn't have the support of his jungler nearby, or at least have one side warded, Karthus will keep dying over and over again because he has no escapes except his flash. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Dr. Kako focuses around his bot lane, getting Tristana and Lulu ahead, or focusing the Cassiopeia and setting up a huge snake in the mid lane.
Definitely 137.3%. I'm just excited to see some quality League of Legends. For though this is a best of one as like the ones yesterday, correct?
Yes, best of one.
Best of one. So there's a winner takes all. That's one thing you have to
Put into consideration as well. Yeah.
yeah, teams play a lot safer picks. They ban out like the lot more blatantly. They ban out the champions that they're, they may be a little bit more like fear mongered, if that makes sense, with their bans. Like we see the Azir getting banned out. Azir was a very pivotal champion in the match we saw yesterday. Pretty much what carried his team in the showing how strong he is in the extended team fights. And then there's Azir's just really good right now in League of Legends.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure how comfortable Master Ari is on Azir. I know he's a very good player overall. He can carry the team if the team allows him to carry. But I would have rather him taking his mid champion early and then maybe target banning the enemy mids or the enemy top laners because they had the chance to ban out every top laner that could split push against Jax, and they didn't choose to do that. So we'll see what the choices of banning out Azir and the other mid laner that they banned compared to maybe they could have banned out a Shen and a Fiora, so nobody could have split pushed against Jax.
Definitely. Loading screen is going to come up right here. We're going to start loading in. Now, this is one of the most important parts of any game of League of Legends, looking at everybody's skins. Let's see, Tristana rocking that Dragon Trainer. Dragon Trainer, Lulu, and Tristana already have that synergy going for them. Seriously, though, looking at the Masteries, Cassiopeia taking the Deathfire Touch. Interesting choice from her. I've seen a lot of Cassiopeias opt into that Storm Raider Surge or the Thunderlord, just depending on how they want to play the champion. But I've seen a little bit more Storm Raider Surge, so it's interesting to see her opting for this Deathfire Touch. Can you give maybe some insight into why she would want to pick that?
I think she's mostly going towards feeling safe in lane and feeling as long as Zac is nearby me, I don't overextend. Maybe I could get a trade with Karthus and then back out immediately. So I don't need to play around Karthus ganking or killing a lot. So maybe I will play around team fights and then slowing down everybody. Maybe I will get a Raleigh Scepter or a Magi's or maybe even a Leandri's Torment and playing around those team fights, slowing down everybody, having them down with a Deathfire Touch, and maybe she feels more safe since she took the Ghost. She doesn't need Storm Raiders as much. Maybe instead of taking Ignite, she could have taken then the Storm Raider Surge. So opting for the Ghost doesn't give her, too much sustainability, and maybe that's why she wanted to get that Deathfire Touch. So matching the Ignite with the Storm Raider Surge and matching Ghost with Deathfire Touch.
Definitely. Top laners, top lane, mid lane posturing in here, trying to get some vision down early on. Looks like that's all it's going to be, but both teams are going to ping out the warded here, make sure they're aware of that. Zac going to be sitting in his jungle bush now, just make sure they're not trying to do any wraparound ganks or invades, get some more wards on him. I think he's still going to end up starting here at this red buff and just kind of accept the fact they're going to have this early vision on him. So small win out in the early game for the blue team, having the vision where red team does not.
I want to point out something interesting. Fiora opted for the Doran's Blade, and Fleo opted for the Targons instead of the Ancient Coin. I know the Ancient Coin gives you a lot more gold than the Targons, and if he's rushing Iron Sensor still, I think that's not a good choice as maybe getting the coin. And thankfully this game, everybody bought items.
Oh gosh, please don't bring that up. So what my thinking is, he's taking this because he knows early he's going to get poked really hard by Lulu. You can't really do too much pre-6 against Lulu Tristana. Like we were saying, they auto-shove, they give really hard poke and trade. It's not until like level 6 when he can get a good stun. Caitlyn has a decent amount of damage, and then he has the ulti so they can initiate and he dies with their jungler. So this, I guess, to help his team with sustaining, help his bot lane sustain through the thing. Through trades.
Because even if he walks up to auto attack the creeps, he's still gonna get poked from Lulu and Tristana. So I think the healing is irrelevant. So why not rather play safe? Playing back whenever they engage, you use your stun and still have that Ancient Coin where it gives you more mana to sustain in lane, because healing up is going to be pretty important, and that mana from the Ancient Coin is going to be pretty important as well. So to me, Ancient Coin is by far the better choice, because the moment you walk up, Tristana and Lulu should be there to auto attack you and poke you.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's something I did not consider. One thing, hopefully tomorrow with this preseason patch, if you haven't looked at it, again, you should probably go look at it. We're basically getting League of Legends 2 or 3 right now with how many things are changing. They're making some changes to try and make these other support items like more optimal upgrades, because for longest, Ancient Coin was the meme upgrade. And then they just made it insanely broken. It's a lot more better than everything else. And they're trying to bring it back to how it originally was.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Maybe a gank mid?
Yeah, it looks like Gragas. Looks like she's not seeing any wards, but she's on the other side of the lane just by coincidence. And that coincidence is going to save her life. Jack's going to get the stun turned around, and he's going to go real low right here. Going to have to ward jump out. Going to be leaning towards the jungle. Fiora's going to flash forward. She's going to get body slam caught by our boy Gragas right here. Now this red buff going to slow her as she tries to flee her way up. She doesn't have the flash either. Gragas going to land the second body slam right here. He's not going to be able to. Minion's going to block the way. Zac going to charge up this elastic slingshot. Caitlyn actually going to flash in the wrong direction towards it, question mark. Going to have the polymorph coming out right here. Tarek going to find himself not at a good health percentage.
Okay.
And that Caitlyn flash though.
Yeah, and very interesting. Sandflame flashed towards killing Stripes when he knew his jungler was more towards mostly bot side, and then he still played that aggro without having any idea where the other jungler is. So I'm not sure why he needed to flash there. There was no need to flash. You got the enemy's flash.
Greed.
You played really aggressive, and you had the advantage. Now you actually lost your advantage because you're vulnerable into getting ganked again by
Yeah,
Gragas.
and then Stripe still has his flash. He used that ward jump. He used the Q ward jump right there, real smart from him, and saved his flash. So then, if Fiora tries to try anything again, he still has a way to get out, and Fiora is just going to lose out on the kill.
Oh yeah. Oh, repeat gank bot lane.
Zach in the tri-bush this time looking for something, but here on the top lane we also have some trading going on. Feeling a little bit more swagger in his step right here. Stripes, you're fighting in the fattest minion wave I've seen, but he's gonna get the kill barely. Holy cannoli, bringing the thwomp down with that W, and then Fiora's gonna get the trade kill thanks to minions. He did not need to fight that minion wave. He could have lived.
Oh yeah.
Because look at how fat that minion wave is right now. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minions in that top wave. And he just got ravished by those.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure the minions actually did more damage than Fiora. But what was really interesting was that Fiora didn't parry correctly the Jack stun, so she actually got stunned by the Jacks.
Not only that, because he had the minions attacking him, it built up the stun to the full bonus damage as well. Because minion autos count, so it made it a nice little slap of damage onto her.
Oh yeah, that was definitely important as well. And the only difference that I'm seeing so far is the jungle CS difference. 24 to 13 is going to be pretty important for those two tanks and seeing their jungle paths as well. So far, we've seen a little bit ganking top for Phantom Thieves, and for Black Maple Mooses, we've seen a little bit ganking on the bot lane. Oh boy.
Here we go. Gonna try it again. He's actually gonna dodge out. She's gonna use the parry a little too early, but she's gonna hit the last little vital, and this time you're not gonna have that same strength that you had before. These double longswords are hers, giving her what she needs.
Those trades in the top lane are so close.
Yeah, like it really just comes down to like I think right there he actually made a misplay. I think he ventured too far out. I think he went too aggressive. He had kept himself against the wall. Actually, he could have kept her from proccing some vitals that she needed, because that's the last vital she procced was on his bottom side. So I think if he had just held himself up against the wall and continued to fight her, would have helped him out a lot more.
You're definitely 100% right. And I'm not sure why Jax keeps playing so aggressive against Fiora. You just need your items. You just need help of your Gragas. Just play it safe. Wait for Gragas to gank. You know Fiora has no flash. And not only that, the moment you died, you wasted flash. So now you're the one that's vulnerable to getting ganked by Zac.
And now Fiora has flash coming up in about 90 seconds, I want to say. And she's going to be able to look for something really aggressive. She's going to be able to look to push herself ahead. She's going to be level 6-2. By the time she gets back to lane, she'll have maybe 15 seconds before her ult and flash are up. And she's definitely going to look to try and kill this Jax again.
Oh, I noticed Karthus is level 7. I'm not sure if he ulted while the fight is happening in the top lane. Maybe they could have killed Fiora and traded a kill.
He does still have ulti, but surprised he didn't use it for that. That's a good thing to bring up right there. Nonetheless, Zac looks like he's going to be creeping his way up to this top side, because Jax doesn't have any wards in position. He's going to get the honey fruit plant out the river, or is he looking to roam down to the mid lane?
Oh, mid lane.
I think he's killing Scuttle. I can't
boy.
tell. I'm not looking at it. Gragas right here Cassiopeia gonna miss out on her ulti. Perfect turn around by Master Ahri. And slain by Zesh gonna have to use Ghost away. Jax can't get in range for the stun, and they're just gonna burn out that one summoner hall. First gank success right there onto the mid lane.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
Fiora catching him in the river. He's going to choose to take a fight right here with his Vandal Jax, slapping that club into her. Another vital is open. He's going to try and go for the stun. Spell immune. Perfect timing right there. Gragas made his way up. She's going to pop the ulti right here. Going to have the vitals round. She's going to try and dash to the side. It's not going to work out. Stripe picking up that kill on the Sandflame. Now 2 for 2 in the top lane.
This top lane is so bloodthirsty. I'm actually loving it, but it puts her team so far behind. Again, she had that advantage. She threw the advantage. She got it back. She had the advantage again, and now she threw it again. So it's very interesting to see what is going on in the top lane. And I think Dr. Taco has to start helping out his top laner a little bit more, because Fiora can definitely take the Jax matchup into home But if those misplays keep happening and Gragas keep having these successful ganks in the top lane, oh boy, things are gonna get really rough for BMM.
Yeah. I don't know. She's playing a real solo queue style. We talked about this yesterday where we feel like in best of ones, people feel the need to carry more within themselves. And like, I understand I get you are playing a carry top laner, but to carry, you have to make smart decisions, right? You can't you have to choose your battles a little bit more wisely.
Oh yeah, and I definitely expected BMM to play more around macro. Now they aren't communicating as much as they need to. If Fiora needs that much help in the early game, she needs to tell her jungler, "Hey, I just need you to at least ward for me because I'm playing this." And when you have all three of your laners to be able to carry at the same time, it's pretty hard for your jungler to win. And drafting that Lulu Tristana in the bot lane, you were supposed to have that pushing winning lane, and they're 15 CS down into Caitlyn Tarek. So right now the pick and ban phase is not helping them as much.
They haven't found any aggression, but they might find it right here with this gank. Good timing to get on top of our boy Zach. Tarek's gonna get pulled back right here, and he's gonna pop the ulti a little late. I don't know if it's gonna come through in time to save his life. Right here, he's gonna actually jump over to the top lane. We're gonna see Jackson Fiora fighting to the death. Sandflame getting the kill just barely all the way up there, and Tarek ulti actually does come through perfect timing to help save him down there. All he has to do is burn a little heal, and it's K. And Zach, decent first gank. Wish it could have been more, though, considering he burned out that ulti. They did, however, get the Karthus ulti as well, though.
Yes, and that's gonna be an Infernal Drake for BMM, most likely.
Definitely. Zach going to make his way up here. Gragas on the other side of the wall. He is a level higher, so he does have the potential for the smite steal right here. Cassiopeia making her way down. Might have the full 4-on-4 fight right here. Gragas going to find himself over the wall. Pop the plant. Going to get the smite steal right here. Now they're going to pop the blobs on Zach. Going to send him into the gelatinous form we all love. And Gragas just going to use the ulti to help kill the blobs, blast everyone away. Cassiopeia going to get hit by the stun right here. Missed position right here. Oh my god, Caitlyn's going to get hit by the ulti by Cassiopeia. And Fiora's going to be on top of her. She's doing everything she can right now to kite. High skill mechanics right here, ladies. Going to flash over the wall. APM insane. One shot. Oh my god. Let me stop this. I'm getting into the Night Blue 3 YouTube mode right there. Caitlyn, actually, though, that was some really good play right here by her. Getting over the wall. Fiora got really deep in on that. Tried to go 4v1, and it ended up not working out. That's now her third death of the game. And the thing is, while she TP'd down, Jax just stayed in top lane. And now he has first tower.
Oh, yeah.
And a 23 SC lead. 23 CS lead.
Jax doing Jax things, definitely working out for Phantom Thieves, and a beautiful long kited fight in the Drake pit. Gragas was a level ahead of Zac, and they got actually the smite steal, zoning their entire team off, and then Cassiopeia re-engaging the team fight while being completely alone. I think was a big mistake. While Fiora tipping in the bot lane, this team fight was so scattered by BMM, there was no way they could have turned that around. Oh boy. Rift Herald is now in play as well. If they want, they can get Rift Herald at the same time. If they rotate their bot lane to the top lane, they could actually get Rift Herald, and Jax in the bot lane as well right now. Sneaky peeky. Oh, dive incoming, Manny.
Here we go. Here we go. I'm ready. Tarek killing off the wards to help his jungler right here. Gragas coming around from the backside of the Tribush. Caitlyn just doing everything right now. Here we go. Jack's gonna flash forward with the stun. Aggressively doesn't care. Right here, they're gonna go under the tower now. Gragas is here under the tower, gonna get the first kill. Tarek still holding the tower aggro. Tristana with the E doesn't even matter. They're gonna have the 4-man advantage, and this is a great call by the blue team. Gonna have, after Jax gets his tower topside, he's even better right here. So Jax is gonna come down to the top side, help him get the bottom tower. Karthus with that teleport is gonna go to the top side, clear off the wave. Because he pushed in his wave just before TPing, red team can't push for a tower. All they can do right now is get the Rift Herald.
That's a good call for BMM to just minimize the damage that they have taken so far. Oh boy, Cassiopeia. Ooh, missed the stun. Oh boy, here we go. Flash. Fight. What?
Please, Karthus. Oh, Fiora gonna get caught right here, and she's not gonna have any mana. She's probably gonna die again right here. My girl, why you gotta do this to me, Caitlyn ulti? Here we go. Another thing happened over here. Cassiopeia used her ulti, and she's gonna find herself slithering around. Not gonna do anything. She did burn her flash, however. Looks like Gragas and Jax aggressed on her. Jax up here, gonna recall. We haven't looked at gold in a while. Gonna bring this up actually just for a comparison. Red team or blue team with about a 5,000 gold lead. We have a 600, 800 difference in the top lane. We have about 1,000 in the jungle. We have about 1,000 in the mid lane. About 1,600 in favor of Caitlyn. That's a BF sword right there. Holy cannoli. And about 600 on the supports.
Oh yeah.
Herrick, interestingly enough, rushed the Moby boots.
I think he wants to provide his team vision so that they see Zac engaging from really far away. So he needs to get out there as quickly as possible and get those vision down. Plus Gragas has opted for the green smite as well, so the green item. So they have a lot of vision down there. If we look only at blue team's vision, they kind of have an idea where Zac could be because they have something of the bot side worried. They have a little bit of the top side worried, so they know or they have an idea where Zac could be. So that's a nice idea, but now they need to siege mid.
Down here in the bottom lane, we have Tristana trying to do her best to get herself, get herself to that late game fantasy with the Lulu, helping her clear off the waves. She's going to be backing off, and she's sitting herself. She just went back and bought there's one thing I kind of don't like, the split itemization right here. I feel she's divvied up her early gold too much because I feel like she has 4,700 gold right now. By now, she could have completed either an IE or a static shiv. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing only with that many is that you need that crit going up, and with a static shift you get a lot of wave clear. That's why you get the BF sword. You get that steroid for your AD, and then after that you rush usually your IE, your your static shift for the wave clear. But she's so far behind right now that she needs to get whatever she can, and by the looks of it, we're gonna have a Rift Herald in the top lane.
Sitting ourselves at about 16 and a half minutes here into the game. Really gonna have to see Black Maple Moons are gonna have to make some changes in how they want to play out this team comp if they want to see themselves coming back in, because like you said, this team comp is really late game oriented, and being down about 4,000 gold here pre 20 minutes does not help you with reaching that late game.
Oh yeah,
You need to have
Karthus hurts, man.
Karthus hurts. Really like we saw people do this on Cassiopeia back when and I believe Blitz Gaming gave a real good breakdown on Abyssal Mask versus getting Rod of Ages on your mid laners in the mid lane matchups. And this is really good. This is a really good thing. Words mouth. Really good itemization choice that I like to see out of mid laners. Shows that they delve deeper into the League of Legends community to find the most optimal builds in knowledge.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Morellonomicon, interesting. And the tier, she's going for a full scaling late game build, and I'm not sure she's gonna reach that late game anytime soon, especially when they're so far ahead. Uh-oh, Zac?
Zac. What's going on here? Stun. Getting real careful. Cassiopeia's still gonna keep going right here. Gonna throw out the twin fangs. Tarek gonna have to pop the heal, and she's looks like that's gonna be it right there. Looked like we could have had something on our fingers, on our tails, as we like to say, but nothing too much. Caitlyn just going to continue to auto attack at these waves. Static Shiv helping her get the real nice wave clear that she needs. But Cassiopeia here to clear the wave right back. Oh, Jack's going to catch Tristana recalling all alone in a combat zone, and she's going to have to jump over the wall, and Jack's just going to clear out this jungle camp. Going to really do what he wants right now, because there's one thing I like about Jax compared to what we've been seeing out of this Fiora. Jax makes aggressive plays, but he has calculated aggression. He always has his jungler right there behind him. You know what I mean? Like Fiora would try to play like this while Zac is on the top side beating up on this Karthus right here. Gonna bring that ass here boy to the minions. He's actually just taking so much damage right now. Karthus is gonna pop his passive, and he might be able to get the kill. Okay, no, Tristana's here, and she's gonna flash after him. They're going to trade flashes. Don't think Tristana needed to flash right there after he flashed. Or did he flash
Yeah,
first?
yeah. Tristana went in and Karthus flashed, and then she tried to flash after him in order to catch up with him. And she didn't need to. She could have just popped the ulti, just push away Karthus. So you kind of help your Zac being there, and you have the Fiora teleport on top of that, so you could save the blobs and save Zac's life. So I like the 1-3-1 by Phantom Thieves. It's a very hard thing to pull out because you need to have your communication being on top of it. It needs to be top notch in order to pull that 1-3-1. And now that Karthus can actually bully anybody with the itemization choice that he is going, oh boy, it's going to be hard for BMM.
Yeah, definitely. Now here in the mid lane, right, blue team seems to be finding themselves grouping up, they're really trying to get this tower. It's getting lower and lower. They're trying to bust it open, give themselves full access to red team's jungle. And Jax is still on the bot side pushing in these waves. Fiora's really starting to get beat in the split push despite Jax having the more delayed power spike in terms of his split push. He's still beating her right now. And I think that's partly due, like I was mentioning, the calculated aggression that he has, knowing when to go in, when Gragas has his back. They're like a battle buddy pair.
Yeah, and that's a good communication by Phantom Thieves, honestly. You know when you're going in and you might communicate that to your teammates saying, hey, can I go aggressive here? Do you have my back? And then you just go in, you have your teammates back, and then that's the calculated aggression that we're talking about, more rather than Sandflame that he's playing way too aggressively without having his jungler support. So I think if Phantom Thieves want to break the siege and they want to get that mid tower, they can send Caitlyn, Taric, and Gragas on the bot lane, push out Fiora, and move Cassiopeia away from the mid lane, and then Jax or Karthus can move to the mid lane and get the mid lane. Now they're overextending the game and giving time to BMM to catch up, and that's exactly what they need to do now. They need to slow down the game. If I was BMM, I would have called everybody to just split up since they like that 1-3-1. Just split up the 1-3-1, play safe, know who's where, and try not to make a play until we know somebody's backed or maybe make a play.
Zac gonna go here in the mid lane, gonna miss the Q onto the Caitlyn. Not gonna really get anything out of that. Now Gragas making his way up here. Looks like he wants to try and start something. Or maybe they just want to try and get this tower. Gonna brute force it down. He's gonna take the tower for Caitlyn to get that headshot onto the tower. Great job getting that down. So my only problem with that trying to split up is when you have a team with a bunch of like late game scaling, hyper carries as people like to call them, or hyper like scaling champions. At least one of them needs to be like a hyper tank, like a Shen, for example. Because when you have 3 like hyper carry type champions, there's only but so much gold available on the map at a time, right? Like you can't put Cassiopeia in the mid lane, Tristana on the bot lane, and Fiora on the top lane all split up, because otherwise your team's just going to get one of the lanes pushed in on them. They won't be able to do anything. You have to have only one person off at a time. But if you have only one person off at a time, you're more than likely, if you have only one person off at a time, everyone else is not going to be getting gold at the rate they need. It's kind of a catch-22, right? Like, how much can you split up the teams where they're getting maximum efficiency of the gold they need without getting run around the map and getting out rotated and macroed?
Carton shirts. Yeah, I agree with you, and that's really hard to get everybody good amount of gold, especially when all of the three lanes are craving for gold. And unless you know that the only way that you can do that is by having your team being able to out macro the enemy team and get all those objectives so that everybody gets gold and equal share amount of gold. Everybody's keeping up the CS, wave management, all these hard concepts into League of Legends so that even great teams like Lonju can't do that.
Feels bad, man.
I think it's pretty hard for BMM to do it as well. So I would have maybe preferred like a Shen, like how you said. So we have a Zac and Shen, like a huge front line, and then they play around their Cassiopeia and their Tristana. Absolutely way better team comp. But now that they've chosen the Fiora, we'll see what they'll do.
Shen accomplishes, I feel like Shen accomplishes giving you that split push threat. He gives you more protection for your 2 hyper carries you have. He gives you a lot stronger of an initiate or someone to initiate with the Zac. And like I said, he's a hyper tank. Like late game Shen is Shen can't be damaged by Tristan in the late game with his block and a Thorn Mail, and that leaves Cassiopeia to be one to eliminate him off, which makes him a lot more sustainable in these fights. And Shen has a better matchup into Jax, I feel, as well.
Yep. And to quote our finals match, I remember Josh Idon did really, really well into Speed's Jax.
Mm-hmm.
So you can definitely play that matchup really, really well. Oh boy.
Oh, she's just gonna go for this tower. I think she's willing to sacrifice herself. Maybe she's even gonna go right here in for the kill. Carthus gonna pop that shield. She's gonna get the health thing, but she's still taking so much damage. Carthus with these Skittles laying down the damage that he needs, but she's gonna get the kill out barely. Question is, can she have her blue suede shoes? But she can't dodge this ulti. She's gonna live. Kraken's gonna throw out the barrel. She's gonna try and go for the outplay. It's not gonna work out, but that's two people on the bottom side.
Casio?
Red team, Cass? Hello? Hello? Caitlyn gonna flash forward. Jack's gonna go forward with the stun. Tenzo on a rampage. Now we're gonna have this team fight breaking out. Not even a team fight, a skirmish. Jack's gonna try and jump away, save himself. Gonna do everything he can. Caitlyn gonna get these autos onto Tristana. We're gonna have Flane's walking forward, see if he can get this stun. He's gonna flash forward, get the stun onto Dr. Dick Taco. Gonna pop his blobs, and you're definitely gonna go down right here, my dude. I'm sorry to tell you, but Stripes is gonna, get all the way with Dr. Dick Taco. And it looks like they might want to go back and start up this Baron.
Yep, that's a Baron 100% free because they have no smite and they can't contest. Cassiopeia and Fiora are dead. They have Jax, Caitlyn there, so that's it. That's a good take. I don't know why Cassiopeia was so low and trying to contest still that thing. You should have backed out immediately. And we see this over and over again by BMM being so scattered up in their team fights that it's actually feeling really sad that they can't pull up a team fight together, because I think if they pull out a team fight together and they catch out somebody with Cassiopeia and Zac, they can definitely turn this game around. It's just that they haven't found the target yet, and to me that seems like their communication is not on top of the notch that it needs to be yet.
Well, one thing I want to point out about Cassiopeia is I didn't think we noticed. Cassiopeia went for double mana items, like scale. He went for the tier and the Morellonomicon. It's a fine build. The only problem is it's just so slow, and you can't. And like we mentioned, you just can't have that slow of a team comp all around. Like everyone's going for these really slow builds on the side of Red Team.
Oh yeah, and especially. No, go ahead.
I remember one of my good friends, Prince Nepal. He always makes a joke about how people will, go to Mobile Fire or whatever and take the build that they see on there, and then they'll just copy it the exact same way every single game. And it almost seems like that's kind of what's happening here. Like, you need to learn to adapt and adjust your build for the situation. Like, get yourself the I would have liked to see Cassiopeia gotten an Abyssal Mask this game, honestly. Kind of like how Karthus did, gotten that, and then maybe got that in the Morellos instead of the tier, because the tier is just takes forever to stack up. The Abyssal Mask gives you immediate, stats. It gives you the MR to help you deal with the Karthus. It gives you the mana and health and all that stuff. It's more useful early, which is what they need, because granted she's only 0-1-0. She's somehow been able to avoid all conflict, but she can't avoid conflict forever, right? And in most games, the other team's gonna try and take it to you harder to try and not let that happen.
Oh yeah, and if you look at the Karthus CS, 342 to 250, oh boy, that's really hard as well. I know we haven't paid attention to that, but holy guacamole, man. Master Art is putting a performance of his lifestyle here. 342 CS at 27 minutes. He's going full Froggen, man.
Wait, holy cannoli, that's actually insane. I didn't even notice. Cassiopeia, Fiora absolutely ravishing the Jax right here. Jax, Zac, we need to not have these two in a game together, really annoying. But is he gonna hit? He could hit 400 by like 32 minutes if he wants to, honestly.
Oh yeah.
He's just been off on a side lane this whole time. He hasn't even really had to team fight. He's turned Karthus into a duelist at this point. 1v1ing kids.
Oh yeah. And he can't 1v1 the Fiora yet because he has no armor items, and especially Fiora having that Black Cleaver is gonna be pretty fucking huge. Oh, team fight.
Here we go, team fight breaking out right here. The TP coming in from Jax. This might end up being a 4v4 with no Fiora involved right here. Jax gonna get polymorph. Gonna have the mid laner and support getting brought in right here. Taric gonna pop the ulti right here, do everything he can. And now they're gonna go forward with this invulnerability. Double kill for our boy Karthus. And then the 1 kill for the Jax right here. Now the 3 for 0. They're gonna push down this mid lane. Jax is jumping forward, doing everything he can to kill off these filet mignons. Red Turd getting destroyed on the top side, and Phantom Thieves are just gonna keep charging forward.
Oh boy.
Black Maple Mooses need time, and it doesn't look like they're getting it right here, although they might get a kill on the Jax. He's gonna jump forward again, get this kill on Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia, she thinks she's safe, but no one is safe in Jax land right here. They're gonna go to the top side with this Baron Nashor, gonna get this top inhib. and the tower to go with it, and that's tower number 7 compared to 2, bringing them to a 13,000 gold lead. Insane in the membrane.
Oh yeah, now it's very hard to come back. You have that triple scaling team comp against double inhibs down when your Fiora and your Cassiopeia are really far behind. Tristana isn't that far behind. Maybe she can catch up to Caitlyn, but the other two lanes are just so far behind. Your Zac is not strong enough to survive the damage coming out from Jax and Karthus. You have so much damage coming out from Phantom Thieves that, oh boy, here we go. Oh,
And here we go. Top 10
Karthus.
anime sequels. Karthus solo killing Fiora again. Here we go.
Uh-oh. Is it a kill? Uh-oh.
He is really getting her with these Skittles, man. It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised she didn't just try and go onto him right there, because I feel like Fiora now, with how low her Q cooldown is, she can actually outdash his Qs unless he's just a god at predicting them.
Oh, yeah. And what Karthus needs to do is just put his cupcakes on top of himself, and as long as the cupcakes not land on top of himself, it's really hard for Fiora as well to lifesteal. So this game, it looks like to me, it's pretty over unless magically Cassiopeia and Fiora can kill the entire backline of Phantom Thieves while having that great 5-man ulti, and then Zac coming up on top of that with enough CC so they allow Tristana to kill somebody quickly enough.
Cassiopeia, looking at her build, do you think she goes for at this point, do you think she goes for a Rabadon's, Void Staff, or Zonia's?
I don't think she will have enough time to do anything. Because they're sieging that bot lane pretty hard right now, and Kaden is really good at sieging. So that is gonna be their last stand incoming.
They're gonna have to make. You're right. They're gonna have to make this. Cassiopeia and Tristana are gonna have to like close their eyes, and they're just gonna have to let Super Saiyan take over at this point, right? Like, you're gonna need some miracles to win the team fight down 14,000. And here we go. We might have to call to Jesus Christ and all of his apostles, because we're gonna have this team fight breaking out. Graz is gonna be the first person. This might be the first ray of hope. They need. Cassiopeia's going forward with the invulnerability, but blue team's just gonna disengage. They lose the jungler and they back off because they still have the towers going, and they still have Karthus right here. The super minions are taking down these Nexus towers, and red team's just getting run around. Blue team goes back to the bottom lane tower in the inhib. Red team, what are you going to do? You have to make a decision right here. Beautiful ulti right there. It's going to save Cassiopeia in her life when she needs it most. But the triple inhibs are down right now, and Stripes and his team are just going to keep charging forward. Caitlyn putting down the traps, boxing in red team into their slowly filling up coffin that is their Nexus. The blue turret, or the blue minions, are going to take down the red turret, and then Zac is going to go for it again. This is everything they need right here. Karthus in the middle of the team. He's going to get bulked around, and he's going to go down really quick. The question is, how deep into the team does he get? Not too far. Red team looks like they can stop this blue team push. Question is, how hard can they hold off these double super minions that are going to be advancing? Blue team's going to have to back off, regroup, and reinvest their minds into what they want to do, but red team looks like they might live to fight another fight.
Oh yeah, and then can they fight now? Infernal Drake is gonna go down, Baron is up, Karthus is responding soon, and in the last team fight that happened, we saw Zac and kind of engaging when they knew Karthus wasn't there, so they had a very limited amount of time that they could engage, and they still missed their chance to engage a 4v5 fight while Karthus was focusing on killing the Nexus and the towers. So I'm not sure that they can come back at all. I think, to me, the miracle and the chance is very, very slither. It's becoming smaller and smaller by the minute, because right now they have to make a stand and trying to steal the Baron. That's it.
Boy, Tenzo right here continuing to farm himself up. Sitting on the QSS right now. If that's gonna help if he ever gets caught by a Cassiopeia, also if he gets polymorphed by Lulu or anything like that, just giving himself that extra sense of security that he needs to stay alive in these fights. And now blue team going for the extra security right here. They're gonna be getting their second Baron, and now red team with absolutely nothing left but their Nexus and Dreams is going to have to fend against double super minion waves with Baron buff on the minions as well. So as the red team, where do they have to forge their last stand, right? Because we talked about this, how somewhere they're going to have to call and be like, this is our last. Does anyone see that visual bug on Caitlyn where she has the Rylai's trail behind her? But she's like walking on ice. But
oh yeah.
Where do they pick their last stand at?
It has to be that mid inhib, which is going to be pretty hard. Well, you have double inhibs going on. They have a Baron to take that as well. The gold gap is just so huge right now, and Karthus is kind of almost full items. Oh boy, here we go, team fight.
Zach gonna go in right here. Here we go. Perfect body slam. Gonna stop him right here. Zach actually gonna have to take anyone. That's a huge misplay of his ulti. That might end up costing his team. He's gonna have to get hugified by Lulu, and that means that's not there for the AD carry. And now with that not there for the AD carry, Jax is gonna take this a chance to go back in. Pure bobbing and weaving her way around the fight. The Gragas, the Karthus right here, just ravaging the team with the double ulti. Gragas. Zach gonna try and leap his way out. I can't even talk right now because I'm just witnessing an absolute massacre right here. This is worse than Columbine. The 5 people all getting slain with pretty much no one losing health on the blue team. And now they're gonna finish off this Nexus and the game. Looks like that's gonna be it right here. GG to Phantom Thieves. GG, well played.
Is anybody here for an interview maybe from Phantom Thieves? Oh, they all almost all of them have left the lobby, but we would love to have somebody to interview, guys.
Yeah, I think they all dipped out right quick.
We can
If
always.
they don't want to, kind of would like to interview our newly promoted team to the league.
Oh yeah, do we want to do a team interview maybe?
Yeah, since this.
Yeah, or we can interview Fizzy, guys. We can always interview Fizzy.
Mm-hmm. Fizzy always the best person to have out here. You know how it be.
I mean, if you guys can come up and then we can have a team interview, that's fine. Or if you want to have one person, we can also.
Phantom Thieves. Let me see where they at.
They are below BMM.
Okay, I'm gonna drag them all. I'm gonna bring them all down, and we can have a nice little party with the team.
Hey, I like that.
One by one, here we go.
Coming, we're all going. Hello?
Oh yeah, hey, what's up?
Hi.
Hello, hi.
We have a team interview.
Excellent.
And Master Ari's gonna get that work too.
Wait.
Oh, hello.
He's listening to you. Okay, there he is.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Greetings. So,
Greetings,
Phantom
guys.
Thieves, I'd like to welcome you guys as now members of the one and only Prophecy Cup, the what is going to be the eventual successor to LCK. So, I'd like to say, how does it feel to be a part of the league? Yeah, you guys played through the plan this weekend, did pretty good, and then you came over here to the tiebreaker and found your way victorious. So, how does it feel to be a part of the league now?
I mean, being back in the league again is pretty cool. I was in there before, but under different circumstances, it's a lot better now. Feels good.
Same.
You can't use that. That's
Same.
copyrighted. Please.
Me and Flannays have been through a lot, but it's good to be here.
Tell us about your journey.
Well, they
jeez.
picked up I got this. Well, there once was a seed, okay? And we nurtured this seed into the beautiful... Okay, I'm done.
It was bad, man. So my first question is gonna go to Master Ari on the Karthus. I'm gonna ask the question chat wants to know. Scripts question mark? Like, what was going on there with that farm? That was just insane in the membrane, the farm, and then some of your Skittle landing. Like, it was really Karthus. That like one of your little pocket picks, I'm gonna guess, because Karthus isn't really like a meta champion by any standards nowadays in League of Legends, but you seem very proficient on him.
If you haven't noticed, I'm notorious for picking out these pocket picks in the Prophecy Cup. So yes.
Ooh, spicy. Nice. I want to ask about more pick and ban phase because that was very interesting to me. How you guys opted to go for the first pick Jax and then you answered with the Gragas and Caitlyn. Now I know that Sarah Longballs really opted for the Gragas because of a comfort pick, and I like the Caitlyn. But why did you guys focus on banning out mids more instead of having a Jax on a more comfortable matchup, like not banning out his counterparts that were like maybe Fiora or Shen, champions that could match his aggression and match him on the split pushing part?
Because we weren't worried about that. We were more worried about getting our Karthus ahead. That way the Karthus could split versus the Fiora.
Okay, but you guys had planned already to pick the Karthus.
Yes.
If you're telling me.
Yes.
We knew every one of the picks that they were going to use against us.
Ooh, nice. You guys came well prepared.
The only surprise that they had was banning Jarvan.
I think after the J4, I was expecting more of a Gragas ban as well, because those are the two most comfortable champions that Sarah Longbows can play. But yeah, that was very worrisome to me. I thought maybe they would ban it or pick it away, but yeah,
We
they gave
thought
you.
they were going to pick Gragas, and we had to pick for Gragas. So when they left it up, it was just we knew what we were picking.
Mhm. For the bot lane, why did you guys opted for Taric instead of another, maybe a hard engage support or another peeling support like maybe Janna or Karma, or maybe going for a hard engage like maybe Alistar or Rakan?
Because we knew what their comp was. We knew that they had to engage on us, and we knew that we had Karthus. So all we had to do was stall out. All they had to do was survive, and when Karthus got far enough ahead, all he does is push R, and they lose all their health.
So you guys were pretty confident in your early game, because if their team comp scales all the way to late game, I don't think you guys could have actually taken the team fights, because Cassiopeia and Tristana and Lulu are pretty hard to kill altogether, because their zoning control that they have and their range from Tristana outranges Caitlyn, and her damage is pretty crazy late game. So were you guys that confident in your early game to completely take them out?
I'm fully confident in my team. They all average CS much better. I knew that they would not get to the late game versus us.
Can I say something here, Fox?
Go ahead.
I just want to say for sure. Number one, I was actually worried about that at first because I noticed they had a pretty scaly team. But like BM aside, I knew that there was absolutely no problem with that. No, number one, at 10 minutes, our Karthus had 130 some CS, and at level 4, Tristana didn't want to fight with me anymore for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was a little bit questionable from BMM. They didn't push you guys way too hard when they already picked the winning lane. In my eyes, Tristana Lulu is pretty strong at pushing the lane and keeping you guys under tower, and then maybe having a tower dive with the Zac. But they didn't opt to do anything of that or use the Fiora pressure on the top side early game to actually go down and kill you guys. So I like to say well played from you guys. I like the pressure a lot from Gragas, and I liked how Master Ari played really safe in the mid lane, just kept farming up. And I think our other question, Manny, was why opted for teleport. I think you had a question a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was talking
Yeah.
about that in chat because in my mind, looking at like the matchups, you're both very immobile mid laners, and it seems like Karthus would want the flash ghost when Gragas has such an easy gank on him, and it just seemed it seemed like you didn't really have any way to avoid ganks, but you didn't really end up getting ganked in the early game. Did you guys know the way he pathed, he wasn't going to make his way towards that lane, or did
No,
you
it
more
was
so
the
want to
ward
just look towards the
coverage.
mid-late game?
We have ward coverage.
We had
If
really
you
good.
watch our
we
ward
had
coverage
ward-
that game, we average a lot more awards than a lot of the players and a lot of the teams that we had to play against so far. So we used superior vision and knew that we could use our teleports, and we knew that we would have a 1-3-1 against them.
We knew where Zach was most of the time in the game, early game.
Okay, that's pretty nice. You guys look like you came up ready with a game plan, and then you executed your game plan really, really well. I want to congratulate you guys for making it into the tournament, and I want to welcome you to Prophecy Cup.
Thank you.
Thanks. Now, real quick,
Thanks.
you asked me why I took teleport over Ghost in that matchup.
Yeah, was that more so just opting towards the mid and late game? Because I ended up seeing one point where you utilized where I thought it kind of made sense at that point. It was where after Jackson got in his tower, he TP'd bot. You guys forced the dove. Karthus pushed in his lane mid, and then he TP'd top to save the tower that Fiora was trying to push in on. You guys ended up with a 2-0 tower lead because Karthus had just pushed his lane, and then Fiora couldn't get the top tower because Fiora couldn't get the top tower because Carson's there. Was that kind of like the plan all along to execute some sort of play like that? Or did that
No.
just kind of end up happening?
No, the reason why I took teleport is number one, early tier rush. Most of your tier rush champions will start running teleport. And number two, Cassiopeia has absolutely 0 CC to get next to me. And on top of that, she did not take cleanse to prevent Gragas or anybody on my team from CCing her. So I had no issue with her.
Okay, nice. Do you think we discussed a little bit about the DFT versus the Storm Raider Surge, and I said if you want to take the Storm Raider Surge, maybe you want to go for something like an Ignite or a Barrier, and then if you want to take Ghost, you go for the DFT. Do you agree with that, or do you think that she could have done something different in your opinion?
Hands down, should have taken cleanse. Later in lane, wouldn't have done much for her besides surviving a gank. But if you took Storm Raider Surge, you could have kept Barrier. Barrier would have been much better against the Karthus Gragas. And the Storm Raiders would put her safely out of range and would give her enough movement speed to run around so I couldn't queue her.
Okay. Another question: which teams are you guys looking forward to facing in the Prophecy Cup?
Don't know.
Ourselves.
The
You
best
guys?
team.
What was the question? Sorry.
I asked you guys which teams are you guys looking mostly towards to facing in the Prophecy Cup?
Who do I want to face, or who? am I-
Yeah, or
Okay.
you're getting excited to face a team. Maybe you have like a friendly rivalry with a team, or you want to face.
Yeet,
Yeet
yeet.
Street.
Yeet
We
Oh,
want to
Street.
play
is it?
Yeet Street.
Oh, okay. You guys think you can take down Rimsky
I
Daddy?
don't think it's not gonna be a game. Calling it.
Oh, okay. Spicy things coming up here, guys.
Stripes
Manny,
words, not ours.
man, you have another question?
No, I don't have any more questions. Do you guys have any like shout outs you want to make to anybody or things like that before you go?
Can I finish my story about the team and saplings?
No,
Okay.
Sorry.
but we would like to say GG
It's
to
a good game.
BMM.
GG.
Thanks for getting me professional, guys. We love to have you, and thanks again. That was a great game. Thank you for the time that you guys came here and having us, with the interview as well.
But yeah, if you guys want to go back to your channel, have your little celebration or anything, pop some bottles, feel free to go ahead. You should be able to move back there yourself.
The bottle's already popped. What you mean?
Yeah, we're pretty much so with them being gone, doing the interview. That's pretty much it for the night. If anybody wants to come back, just stay attentive, stay aware in the announcements and in the playing channels. We're gonna get this last game between Royal Dominators and Rogue Tea Party scheduled, and we'll have our. It's not happening, like at all. Oh, well, like disregard everything I just said. We'll give you guys updates. Like I said, just stay attentive in announcements and playing channels, and everything will sort itself out. So we pretty much now we know that our teams, Polio Drifters, the Riddle Raiders, MVP Beta, Desolate, Royal Era, and now Black Maple Mooses are teams that are going to be getting added to the league. I hope everyone is ready to see how all these new teams duke it out over the course of the season. We're going to be publishing how we're going to do the schedules for season 3 shortly. Everyone just stand by on that. We're taking into consideration the upcoming holidays around the world, the American Thanksgiving, and then the 2 weeks of winter holidays of Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all that good stuff. So don't think you're going to be forgotten about. But besides that, I'm going to wrap this up. Luminicious, I want to thank you for casting with me tonight. Did a really great job in analyzing and adding color to the game.
Thanks for having me. I'm having really fun. So yeah, that was pretty fun as well.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap this up for the night. Once again, thank you all those that tuned in. I hope if this is your first time that you ever got to tune in, hope you enjoyed what you got to see. Comment I made during the last team fight to Columbine. I apologize for that. That was said in chat, but yeah, I've been like there was the incident that happened in Texas over the weekend. I've been doing a lot of reading into mass shootings, and that's where my mind's kind of been all day because those aren't nice or fun things to do. But I will try and make sure I don't ever make anything like that again, because that's very unprofessional and inappropriate, and I apologize for anybody that's still watching or that was watching that has to hear that. Besides that, though, I'm going to wrap this up. Luminicious joined me tonight, Steel on the amazing cameraman, and everyone else from Prophecy Cup. My name's Manny or Sunny. This is the Prophecy Cup. Stay beautiful.